Hello, and welcome. Let's be honest. Have you ever had those moments where you just feel cluttered? You're trying to focus on something, but your desk is piled up with stuff, maybe your shelf right behind you. Your phone keeps buzzing. Your mind is racing with all the things that you've got to do today between your work, your family, your health, all those things that you're just not getting done. You may think that this is stress, but it's not. It can be. It's clutter, mental clutter, physical clutter. Clutter in our spaces leads us down a road where we don't have the ability to focus. And it's more than just mess of your physical space, mess of your mind. It's distraction. It's distraction from the things that we say matter, the things that we want to be accomplishing. Our physical clutter isn't just mental weight. It's a distracted mind. There's a reason that they say cleanliness is next to godliness, because messy environments create messiness in our heads. And messiness in our heads is distracted. Messiness in our heads does not allow us to focus. If you're here live right now, tell me one space in your life that's messy. Is it mental? Is it physical? Vulnerability moment. There's an absolute mess on the floor behind me right now. Because while this office is a couple months old at this point, I'm still not fully moved into it. I have been allowing, it's not cluttered, but it's not organized. And I've been allowing that. It hasn't been a super priority for me. But it was piled in the corner over here. Well, I shouldn't say it was piled, but it was in the corner over here. And I put it in the way here specifically so I will get it cleaned up and I will find a place for it. You ever walk into a messy garage and you just feel overwhelmed? You're unmotivated. Maybe it's not your garage. Maybe it's somebody else's garage, and you're just like, woof. Or you have a cluttered nightstand or a cluttered desk, and it just makes it more difficult to get your day going. You're just carrying that stress before you even open your laptop up. You open your browser up to get to work. All those little things that are out of place, it creates a tiny decision in your brain. Do I clean it up? Or do I ignore it and just leave it there? And that decision, all those little decisions, they add up throughout our day, causing us decision fatigue. Now, what happens when you've made all these tiny decisions early on in your day, and then later on in the day, you have to make a super important one, but you're just freaking tired of having to make decisions all day? You make poor decisions, or you put something off and you don't make a decision at all. And inaction is most of the time the worst decision that we can make. Most of the time. We have a lot of forms of clutter in our lives, right? We have digital clutter, our phone, constantly grabbing our attention, constantly sending us notifications, text messages, emails, phone calls, social media posts, apps that are just constantly trying to go, hey, gimme, 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 cluttering up your phone, cluttering up your mind. You sit down for a block of work and the phone buzzes. And I'll just check it real quick. 15 minutes later, I was supposed to be calling sellers. I was supposed to be editing video for my social media. You open up your email because you signed up for a new thing and you want to check it, and you realize 6,700 unread emails. Whoo, that's clutter. I can't do that. That's not me. I If it's more than a couple emails that are unread, oh boy, that gets me going. Digital clutter can feel invisible, but because it's always there is the problem. Because that digital clutter is always there, but it's stealing our focus. Every ding, it's somebody going, hey, 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 give me your attention. Give me some of that clutter. Mental clutter. We have the physical clutter, right? We went over the garage, the desk, the digital clutter, mental clutter. We're saying yes to too many things, maybe. Too many kid activities. My kid has something every single night. Can we pare that back a little bit? Extra projects, social events, birthday parties, all these things. You're spreading yourself so thin. Mental clutter. Open mental loops, unfinished tasks, unfinished projects that just swirl in your head. I've got to fix the car. I've got to schedule that appointment. I need to call the dentist. I need to fix that. I need to follow up with the client. It runs in the background. Like having a bunch of apps open on your phone or 100 tabs on your internet browser, just taking up some energy, taking up energy. Here's the thing, your brain, it's not the filing cabinet. Just for this illustration, it's a processor. And it's got only so much RAM. And the more clutter you put in there, the slower that processor's running. I like to think of it, clutter's attacks. You're going to pay for it in stress, wasted time, lost focus, snapping, reacting when we should be responding. Where do you feel clutter pulling most right now? Is it physical? Is it that desk, that shelf, that garage, your shed? My shed's pretty good. Is it your phone? Is it the digital clutter? Is it your to-do list that is never ending? Your schedule, your mental clutter? Throw it in the chat. Throw it in the comments if you're watching this in the future. Here's the thing. You don't need to declutter everything at once. So many times we see that garage that it's going to take me 3 hours to clean this garage out. And because it's going to take us 3 hours, we think it's going to take us 3 hours. We don't actually get started. When we could just go, I'm just going to do 15 minutes right now. And so often That thing that we think is going to take 3 hours ends up taking half the time. And we were just putting it off because we thought it was going to be this overwhelming project. Take stuff out, clear your desk off, clear your garage out, clear your shelf off, and only put back what is useful for that space. The garage is something that's is personal. Every 4th of July, we started this when we moved out to South Carolina. We clean out the garage. We used to drink beers, lots of beers when we do it. But since the kids have come along, we don't do that anymore. But we literally take everything in our garage. If you follow me on my social medias, you will see. If you follow me on social media, if you came to this live, you follow me on social media. Every 4th of July, we empty the garage out. Not so much with the intent of getting rid of stuff, because we do that frequently. Once a month, I block off 30 minutes to go through and say, hey, what have we accumulated that is cluttering now? We take everything out, we clean everything, because we got lots of spiders and stuff that end up in our garage. We live out in the country. And then we put it all back. And a lot of the times it ends up getting kind of shifted. Things get reorganized for better use. But that way, because we do a big one and we do small chunks throughout the year, it never feels overwhelming. Digital reset. If you've got your apps, your emails, your texts, all these things that are sending you notifications constantly, one, if apps are pushing notifications to you, like games and things, turn that off. Turn the notifications off. 2, you can set up, I'm sure you can do it on iPhone. I'm on an Android. You can set up focus blocks where I don't get notifications on my phone during this time. I click it, one little click of a button, and it turns on focus mode. Only things from my wife and my parents and thing will come through my phone. And if you want to go even a step further, I know where my wife and kids are. They're in the house, airplane mode. It's my way of shutting down digital clutter when I'm in work mode. If you're having a mental clutter, going back to the digital, just a little, on the 30-minute cleaning out the garage kind of analogy. If you have a lot of emails, that's 6,700. Chances are 6,600 of those are things you don't want to hear from. Take 10 minutes today. And for the next however many days it takes, 10 minutes to unsubscribe from 10 of those. Start deleting them. Now, if having 6,700 or more, I know somebody that had more at one point, emails in your inbox doesn't bother you, forget what I just said. Mentally, write down we've talked about the journal before. Write down every open loop that is swirling in your head. Write it down. And then you decide, am I doing this? Execute on it. Can I automate it? Can I delegate it? Or do I delete it? Maybe you take 10 or 15 minutes to write them all down one day. And then the next day, you take 10 or 15 minutes to start going through that list. Do, automate, delegate, delete. Every single morning and every single evening, I use my journal to declutter. That is I did a Zoom yesterday in the Sub 2 community talking about one of the most powerful tools, if not the most powerful tool that we have as entrepreneurs, as as spouses, as parents, as humans, the journal. for decluttering your mind and improving your mindset. If I feel that something is just in my head, is just going and going and going, and it's one of those things that I know if I lay my head down on my pillow is going to keep me up at night, journal. If I have a problem I'm working through, journal. If I have a thought I don't want to forget and it's just going to run in there, journal. That way it doesn't steal my energy all night long, all day long, on all night long. If it's in the journal, it's written. I don't have to think about it anymore. I can always come back to it. And if it's super important, I'm going to come back to it because I look through my journal very regularly. If you're looking at something that you feel is going to take you hours, just start with 10 minutes. Break it down into little chunks. And so often, that task that we thought was going to take us hours ends up taking us half the time just because we got started. Don't try to declutter everything in a weekend, in a day. Start with one. Is it your desk, your garage, your phone, your Gmail? Is it all these, your to-do list in your head, your calendar that's just packed to the brim with things that you don't say you value the most? And I use the kids example. Maybe shouldn't have used the kids example because that's a pretty darn big priority. But if you're here live, if you had to pick one, physical, digital, mental, that would give you the biggest relief, drop it in the chat right now. Whatever platform you're viewing from, engaged in. I don't know what the word is. There's some people here live, but I don't see if the chat is refreshing. Most of us do one big clean out. There's the reason they call it spring cleaning. Is zero inbox, garage purge, and then it all just piles back up. But leadership in our business, in our family, in our relationships, it's not about pouring all in and then letting it decay. It's about daily stewardship. It's about daily actions and habits. Clarity and decluttering, it creates capacity. And the clearer our environment, the clearer our mind, the more focus and the more effort we can put into the things we say matter. Now, weekly challenge, pick one category. And then in that category, you're already thinking it. I know you have it in your head. You're just not putting it in the chat. Let's be real. Digital, physical, mental. Now in that category, what are we doing? Garage, shed, desk, calendar, phone notifications, emails. These are just examples to get you going. And then do a 3-day decluttering. 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, whatever you want to commit to. And go do it. Put it on your calendar and go do it. And feel just the weight of things going, oh my gosh, I don't have that in my space anymore. I don't have that in my mind anymore. It's freeing. Now, I talk about the journaling. I like to leave with a little bit of journaling prompts where applicable, when we're talking about specific exercises or things like that. Maybe it's not so applicable. It still is a little bit because you could talk about how your energy levels were and how you feel throughout the day. But what clutter drained me today? You can do this at night here. What clutter drained me today? How would my life feel if I was to declutter this? And what's one distraction that I can get out of the way, remove going into tomorrow? I appreciate y'all for being here live. I appreciate y'all if you're watching this in the future. Tell me what you're going to declutter. If you don't want to comment on the video, on the post, because it's public, send me a DM. Clear your space, clear your mind, lead your family, lead your business from a place of focus. We'll see you next week.